Hey guys, Civilord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masterverse new Eternia Battle Armor Skeletor, the Lord of Destruction himself, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel. We took a look-see at the new Eternia earlier today, so check that review out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. Fortunately, these are the only two figures I got from the wave. I haven't got the Green Goddess Tila or the Man at War yet, but eventually I will, because let's face it, stuff based off the Netflix stuff, other than stupid Prince Adam for some reason, tends to hang around for long enough for me to backtrack and pick it up. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, all that good stuff. Where are the rabbit's feet and the four-leaf clovers? Whatever stupid Lucky Charm BS you can find. Either way, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Battle Armor Skeletor has to offer in terms of accessories, which unfortunately ain't much. He's got an axe and a thwart, scimitar to be exact. This is the Scimitar of Doom, I think. I don't know what this axe is called, but it's pretty freaking gnarly looking. Thing looks like Terrax's axe, doesn't it? If this blade was flipped, it looked just like his. But that's a pretty cool axe. I like that. And I like the scimitar, obviously. No Havoc Staff, no alt hands. Sad face. I don't know what's going on with that. He does have the battle damage chest plate. That said, don't the battle armor figures have like 3 modes? Like beat to crap, scratched up, and just normal? I never use these, so I wouldn't know. And he's got this really sick helmet. Like, this thing is metal AF. I love this helmet. It's a little big, though. Put it on his head. I guess, size-wise, I think it's fine, but I think there's a little bit of excess emptiness in the back. Maybe they could have lightened up there. But he looks like he's ready for business. He's going to kick all the arse on the battlefield. And I like that in my Skelly. So, taking a closer look at him. He's got a new head sculpt with a chainmail hood, of all things. And a hinged jaw. Looks really cool. Much better than the head sculpt we get with the Skeletor that comes with a Havoc Throne, which we will kind of, sort of, unfortunately be looking at tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Say unfortunately for a reason. Stay tuned to find out why. But as far as this guy's articulation goes, his head will rotate. Shift up and down. Now, I will say, this guy and Merman do not have the disc hinge like the Horde Trooper did, so I imagine they were made beforehand. Shoulders will go up and down. Out. Back in. Bicep swivel, double elbow. Works fine. Wrists are nice and tight, but don't have the weird, kind of thick circle peg we're used to seeing. Where I put the Merman hands. There they are. There's one. You can see this peg here. These guys have like the little thin pegs going on, which is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with that. I will say he does have full-blown torso articulation beneath, but you can really only access the swivel with the armor because it's so thick. But the 2 nubbins on the back do pop out, so you can take it off. Same with the pauldrons, they do pop off. You just kind of finesse them out. It's got spikes up the wazoo, too. He's spiked up on the shoulders. He's got some more kind of skeletal details here and there. Spikes on his helmet. He's got like a spiked mohawk on his helmet. As far as the hips go, they will kick forward and back, out, back down. He's got that dreaded drop down I'm not a fan of, but it does work fine on him. He's got an added belt piece over top, which you can't unpeg on the back. He's got a thigh cut, double jointed knee. Again, just like the Merman, the top knee on the right knee joint, right leg, whatever. I can words. It's not as tight as I'd like it to be, but whatever. He does have a boot cut, as well as a hinge in the foot. with a rocker. And that's your lot. And he's got the armored feet. Or the purple feet. I think they're purple feet. Like the vintage Skeletors tended to have. Whereas the new Eternia Barbarian Skeletor, he had like the weird kind of humanoid feet that a lot of people didn't care for. I myself didn't mind, but he was a little tricky to stand, especially mine since he had a loose calf and stuff. It was not a fun time. That said, we'll talk more about that when we look at that one that comes with a Havoc Throne, because yeek. But there you go. That is Battle Armor Skeletor in a nutshell. I still think Merman might be my favorite, but this guy's pretty close. Might have to do a top Masterverse of the Year video, but let's just keep our fingers crossed that I get a top figures of 2024 video done in 2024, or at least in January of 2025, alright? So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's our new Eternia Battle Armor Skeletor alongside the new Eternia Merman that we took a look-see at earlier today, as well as the previous Battle Armor figure in the new Eternia subline. Good old Scott Stapp arse looking He-Man. And I gotta tell you, compared to the Skeletor, the He-Man feels kind of janky, especially since he's got the outdated articulation scheme going on. So, getting them out of here. We can make way for our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith, which I guess if you're a determined customizer, you can make a Brother Mandibulus out of the Skeletor, as well as the infamous Element Spawn, who, as usual, is about neck and neck with the Masterverse line. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the lack thereof any sort of Havoc Staff or alternate hands, I have to be honest with you in saying that out of all of the Skeletor offerings from the life of the Masterverse line, this Battle Armor version of good old Boneface here is probably the best, if not the most metal, because he is rocking the heavy metal spikes up the wazoo. Possibly even rivaling the Marvel Legends Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, but that's another video for another day. Either way, whether he's the best or the most metal or not, I think I am confident in saying that at this point in time, this is probably my favorite Skeletor in the Masterverse line. Mostly because he has the updated articulation that we've come to know with Masterverse, and again, they did something different with it, and it looks really freaking cool. That head sculpt with the hinged jaw and the chainmail hood topped off with the ram horn helmet, chef's kiss to that, because that thing is freaking awesome. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.